Hi everyone, this is China, your friendly neighborhood librarian, and welcome to this Friday's Library Buzz. Today we are going to talk about information literacy because that's something that every student needs to know about, and information literacy gives you the opportunity to look at information, whether it's online or in a magazine or in some kind of publication, and make the determination if it's a good resource to use for your research or not, and literally if it's crap or not. We're going to talk about the CRAAP test a little bit, and we'll talk about how you can look at this stuff and figure out if it's good or not. I have made a quick PowerPoint for you guys, and we're going to go over it, so give me just a second to share my screen, and we'll get started. Again, welcome to this week's Library Buzz, and we're fixing to begin. And again, this is about information literacy. And when you think about information literacy, you've got to understand that not all information is created equal. So what is information literacy? According to the ALA, which is the American Library Association, information literacy is a set of abilities requiring individuals to recognize what information is needed and have the ability to locate, evaluate, and use effectively the needed information. In layman's terms, it's your ability to look at a piece of information, find it at a good resource, look at it and determine if it's a good resource, and be able to distinguish it from bad resources and things that they'll provide you with good information. When you're looking for sources, there are some sources that need to be avoided, like at all costs when you're doing work, especially things that are online. Information literacy is really important, especially in the online environment, because so many things can be published without anybody having any credentials. Case in point, any one of us could go to Wikipedia right now with no credentials and type something in. Let's say that I went to a page about chemical engineering. I know absolutely nothing about chemical engineering, but Wikipedia gives me the opportunity to edit information about it. And I could put things that are wrong on there, and a lot of people will take it at face value and be like, it's on Wikipedia, I found it online, it must be correct. This is not the case. So sources that you need to avoid are popular collective websites like ask.com, about.com, WebMD, and things like that, because just because the information is there doesn't mean that it's good. Anybody could have put it. And I know you're seeing WebMD and you're like, oh my gosh, I use WebMD and it teaches me all kinds of stuff. We've all been there. We've all looked at WebMD and we've thought, oh my gosh, is this headache something more? WebMD is still not a good place to get information because a lot of the people that post on WebMD are not actually doctors. They're people who have collected information from other websites, used it, revamped it, and put it on there. And yeah, it looks official, but you've really got to be careful about what's on there because sometimes it's not as accurate as you might think. We've already talked about Wikipedia and the ability that anybody can be an expert on the internet. You can go in, edit that thing, and put whatever you want and be like, well, I may not be an expert, but here's what I think about it. That's why Wikipedia is a problem. Opinion pieces are another one that you need to watch out for because opinions aren't always correct. They're usually never correct because that's why everybody has an opinion. Opinion pieces are particularly biased. Usually people lean one way or the other, whether they like something, whether against something, things like that. Opinion pieces may reflect your values and what you think, but they're not factual. They're not something you would use for research because an opinion is not a fact. It's just something that you feel. So even online when you're reading opinion pieces, you want to avoid these because that information is not often applicable, and it is. It's just an opinion. We've all used Google. It is something we probably use every single day in our life, and believe it or not, you do not need to use it when you're conducting research to find information. I tell my students when you're using Google to use it as an idea engine. Let's say you're like, man, I really want to study cats, but I don't really know where to get started or what I want to learn about cats or talk about. You could use Google to kind of learn more generally. Be like, oh man, I'm really interested in cats and how they use their whiskers to do something. And it'll kind of guide you on your information and where you want to go. But again, don't take information on Google at face value because when you Google something, it'll often bring you to websites like WebMD, Ask.com, things like that. Even Wikipedia. Usually Wikipedia, when you type in something on Google, it's the first thing that comes up to provide you information about the topic that you're interested in. If you do choose to use Google and you think, no matter what I have found is a great resource, I want to use it, Google has not led me astray, just make sure that the information is credible, reliable, and relevant. Always make sure to check that. So how do I make sure it's all these things? That's why I said earlier, we're going to get rid of the CRAAP. The CRAAP test is a way to evaluate your resources. We actually have a link to it on our website. You can print out the page. You can do it digitally if you prefer. And what it does is allows you to look at a website or information that you have found online and use a point system to grade the website or the information. And essentially, it's like everything else that you've ever played a game. It's essentially like a game. The higher the points, the better the source. The more points that it has, most likely it's a good resource for you to use. The CRAAP test, where you get the acronym, is it checks for currency. How new is it? How relevant is it? Relevance also means how applicable is it to what you're studying? Is it really relevant, or is it kind of out of the way, off the charts, kind of not what you're looking for? The more relevant it is, the better it is for your research. You also want to look at the authority, and the authority is the person who, or the company who has created this piece of information. Again, Wikipedia wouldn't be a good one, but if you were going to the cdc.org, that would be a good authority because that is our National Centers of Disease Control. That is a well-known, well-documented, peer-reviewed place that you would get information. You also need to check for accuracy. Check and make sure that that information is accurate. Look at other resources that tell you that same information and see how they coexist together and be like, well, this one says this and this one says that. Something's not matching up. Something's not right in one of these. So look at your accuracy. And again, purpose. What is the purpose of this research? Is it an opinion piece? Is it somebody's just take on some kind of event? It needs to have a definite purpose and definitely a purpose that relates to your research. And again, the CRAAP test, we have it on our website. You can just go to lsco.edu, go to the library page, and under handouts and guides, you'll see the CRAAP test there. So what are some credible and reliable sources? First and foremost, everything here at the library that you would use for resources is good, especially our academic databases. We have 70 plus databases for you guys, and this information is in the databases. It is good resources. Most of them come from places where everybody is reputable, companies that are reputable. You're talking about the Journal of Medicine and things like that. And the academic databases also have the opportunity to actually let you select sources that are peer-reviewed and reviewed by these people who are very credible. So if you use something on our database, it's good info. We talked about the peer-reviewed journals. And another really great resource is the library references in the books that we have here. Yes, we have lots of things that are fiction and are fun to read, but we're an academic library, so we're here to provide you information to help you succeed in your classes. So the information that we have here has been curated for you and to provide you with really good information for doing your research here. And if you're unsure, that's why we have a research desk, a reference desk upstairs. We're here to help you. We're librarians. We're a great resource. Come talk to us. We will help you out. We will steer you in the right direction. It is our job to make sure that you don't have crappy resources because we want to see you succeed. Come and talk to us. We're here. We want to help you. And like I always say to all of my students when they come in for instruction, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. We are here for you. We want to help you succeed. So make sure to use that really good resource, the librarian resource. If you need any more information about information literacy, you would like to learn more, you just have some questions, come by and see us. We are here. We are here to help you. And we love talking to you guys, getting to know you guys, and learning about your research. Let us help you. You don't have to make an appointment. You can just stop by, pop in, knock on the door, say, hey, I want to learn more about information literacy, or I need to learn something and get some help for my research. Come and see us. And our help guides, which is where you'll find the CRAAP test, I put the link down at the bottom for you. you can go here and we have lots of guides to help you with your classes, with research, with locating good resources, information literacy, and everything. Just go to this guide and it'll have everything you need. And again, do your research and have fun researching because you never know what you might learn, what you might see. It may change your view on something. And researching, I think researching is good for the heart and the mind. It sounds really daunting, but it really is fun. And we want to make it fun for you. So make sure to come by and see us. And again, happy researching. And thank you for coming to this week's Library Buzz. In the chat box, I will post the link to our form to see how you like this and give us some feedback. Let us know if there's a topic you would like us to discuss, if there's anything you would like to see in the next Library Buzz or future Library Buzzes. We want to hear from you. So please make sure to fill out the survey, leave us a comment, and we will see you later. Thanks for joining us.